That's all. Okie dokie. How's everybody doing tonight? It's Mobius Y here playing some Stellaris Console Edition. To those of you watching live on Twitch, thank you for joining me this evening. I'm starting a little earlier tonight than normal, I know. I just really wanted to jump on. Those of you watching on YouTube, hope your weekend's going alright. This will probably be public on the Saturday. And if you are watching on YouTube, I'll get the shameless plugging done right now. Don't forget to check out the links in the description below. You'll find one being an invite to my Discord channel, where it's a Discord for people who watch my crap on YouTube. And it's a good place to come by and chat with other Stellaris Console Edition players. You can bounce ideas off of each other, set up multiplayer games, talk about stuff, ask questions, so on and so forth. Of course, if there's anything else on my channel that interests you, you can come talk about that as well. There's also a link to my Twitch, which I streamed this off of. Come on over to that, give me a follow, so you can catch me playing this live at some point. And lastly, my Twitter feed. Best way to get in touch with me. Decent way to keep track of updates, namely stream cancellations and whatnot, or if I have to postpone and reschedule. Okay, so with all that garbage out of the way, let's get going. Alright, back to the Nation of McGruber. Trailed off at the end of the last stream there. We have to totally revamp the entire government that we have set up for our empire right now. Ugh, it's been a long week. I am pretty sleepy this Friday evening. So I might not be as talkative as I normally am on these streams. That's not entirely intentional for obvious reasons. But if I start, straight up slurring my words or something silly, please bear with me. I am human. I get worn out sometimes. Anyways, so I'm going to double check our 14 planets. In the last episode, we finished off the Domination Tradition Tree, which was the last set of traditions that we needed to acquire. So we have our 7 Ascension perks. Our 8th one is on the way because I do believe we are researching Ascension Theory under the Physics tree. Yep, there it is. 32 months remaining. That will give us our 8th and final Ascension perk. So we went back and redesigned our planets. We got rid of most of the buildings that generate Unity. Obviously some we don't want to get rid of, like the Energy Nexus, because that still gives good bonuses to planetary energy production. And other buildings like the Paradise Dome, which generates 5% additional happiness on the planet. So keeping high happiness improves overall production for everything from our pops. So we do want to keep the Paradise Domes. I'm pretty sure we already replaced everything. We also got rid of some of our hydroponics farms because we had some very, very low level ones that we just did not bother. We did not bother upgrading because we had so many. And they were there more for the Unity generation than they were for the food generation, so we just left them at grade 1. Some of them we've upgraded, and some we're in the process of replacing right now because we put orbital hydroponics farms on all of our spaceports to help with our food production from replacing so many hydroponics farms. So we're just going to go back through each of the planets, make sure we got rid of all the buildings like the art monuments, the hypercoms forums, and we can even replace certain planets that no longer have empty tiles, but they still have something like a frontier outpost, for example. We can go ahead and replace those with biolabs, because the biolabs will still produce about the same amount of science, but also a couple points of science in both the physics and engineering trees, as opposed to just the biology tree. The reason we're doing all this is just to try and make our empire just a little bit more productive, a little bit more efficient. And, see, here's one. The Ministry of Culture. We don't need this anymore. And I'm surprised I missed that. So let's go ahead and do... What should we do? Why don't we just go ahead and put down a science lab? We'll turn this into maybe a physics lab, I guess. I do like me some physics research. Actually, probably an engineering lab would be better. Also, buildings like the Xeno Zoo here are pretty decent to keep. They have a planet modifier increasing happiness by 10%. So combined with a Paradise Dome, they're increasing planetary happiness by a total of 15%, which is pretty nice. It's a pretty nice bonus to keep production high and add production bonuses to everything that's going on these planets. I'm actually quite surprised. I forgot it. I did not catch the Ministry of Culture in the last episode. Anyways, so this will probably be what we do up until about the 10-minute mark, is just going through all of our planets and making sure that we've replaced. For example, here's a Frontier Hospital. Frontier Hospital. Reading is hard. We'll just replace it with a basic science lab and eventually put on a biolab on it. Now, most of these planets don't have a Frontier Hospital because they are Gaia worlds, so they really didn't need one. But there's quite a few of them that do. This one didn't have one because it's such a small world, so we didn't put one there. This one didn't have one. This one didn't have one. Okay, so Yandu's Prime, I could have sworn we built one on Yandu's Prime, but I don't see one. Oh, there it is, Frontier Hospital, there we go. Okay, so we'll do a biolab here as well. And Menchib Prime, we already did that one. This one definitely has a Frontier Hospital. We'll do a biolab there. And then Fact Prime should have one, but we want to keep it because there are still pops growing on this planet. There it is, Frontier Hospital. So once we have all of our pops grown on this planet, we'll replace this Frontier Hospital with a biolab. And this one can be replaced because we already have all of the pops on this planet. Now, to be fair, when a pop like this one migrates off of the planet, we'll have to wait for another one to regrow, and the Frontier Hospital will definitely help with that. But, you know what? It's for one pop regrowing maybe once every few in-game years. And as much as the extra growth speed is really nice, I'd rather we just have a little bit higher science production overall from having a biolab on there as opposed to a frontier outpost. Okay, and I think we are okay. That should cover all our bases. We got rid of the Ministry of Culture, replaced a few frontier outposts. The ones that are in there still, we want to leave. Okay, let's continue. Alright, so Kentharum was the last system and planet that we colonized. Next one, we're probably going to do Eurymedon, because this was a 22-tile tomb world that we terraformed. It's now very colonizable. It also has quite a few tiles with a decent amount of science. Like this one has +3 physics points. This one has +2 society points, which isn't bad at all. So we do want to take advantage of that. And we can also build several mining networks with a mineral processing plant on some of these tiles because they already have innate mineral generation, which isn't too bad. Okay, so Fact Prime. What else do we want to build here? How much are we producing already? Should probably start doing some power plants because I don't think we have any outside of this one plus the energy nexus. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll plop down 2 more power plants for these 2 pops that are already grown. Actually, we'll do 3 power plants. So let's do one here. Oops, not that one.
Construction complete.
And we will do one here, and we'll do one here. And it's a little bit overkill, but we will put hydroponics farms on these 2 tiles that are producing a little bit of food. just to make sure that we have enough going on, because a lot of our hydroponics farms did get replaced, and we haven't really entirely compensated for that by getting all those orbital hydroponics farms.
Construction complete.
Okay. Alright, what else is getting finished here? So what do we want to do on this one? Let's finish off these power plants first. And then we can... Oops. Oh, I did not mean to do that. This one we were upgrading to a biolab. There it is. This one also upgrading to a biolab. Then we can upgrade these power plants, starting with this one because there's already a grown pop on it. Oh, which freaking planet did I just screw that up on? Can't remember which planet it was we were looking at where I wanted to do something. Okay, Kaiser 2 is not upgrading or building anything, so let's upgrade these mining networks. Okay. Echelon Indy Prime still has a small queue. Latium Prime. Let's upgrade that mineral silo. And that mining network. There we go. Yandu's Prime. What are you building? Power Plant 2. Okay, let's wait for that to finish up. Medchib Prime. Ether Prime. It was one of the smaller ones. I think it was factually. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so yeah, we want to move these pops onto the power plants now that we have them completed. So let's make use out of them. Can't wait for this pop to finish on the Paradise Dome. That'll be useful as well. Give us a little bit of food generation too. Now, Cantarum Central. Most of the pops are on a building, so we want to figure out what we're doing for these other two. We've already got a planetary administration, so we should be getting the energy grid up and running, which it is. So what should we build now? Decisions. Let's put down... I have an idea. Let's put down a mineral silo on this one. So we lose the one mineral that this tile is generating, but we gain +1 to the 3 adjacent tiles, and we'll put mining networks down on those tiles. Actually, one of them will be a mineral processing plant, I should say. So let's move these guys, and then we'll do the mineral processing plant on this tile. There we go. And then that will leave... yeah, actually that's fine. And then we can upgrade these power plants. Hopefully by the time that second power plant is done upgrading, this pop will be fully grown and producing some energy credits off of it. Let's go ahead and look around at some of our more recent planets again. Cantarum Central is done. Factception, construction complete. What do we got going on here? We can upgrade a bunch of stuff. Upgrade the Frontier Clinic to a Frontier Hospital. Absolutely. Increase that growth speed bonus from that building. Still waiting on some pops to grow on these mining networks, so we're not in a huge rush to build new buildings on this planet. So let's just upgrade what we have for now, starting with these power plants. So we'll upgrade this power plant, and then this one, and then this one because it's generating a lot. And then we will upgrade this power plant and this one. And we'll just leave it at that. Not going to worry about upgrading the physics lab just yet. Okay. And I think we're okay. We should just wait for some stuff to finish. Alright, this one needs an observatory, orbital hydroponics, battleship assembly yards, crew quarters, and engineering bay. There we go. That should be all the spaceports fully upgraded with the correct modules that we wanted. Okay, Epsilon Indy Prime. Got a bunch of mining networks needing upgrades. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. And then we've got Fact Secundus. Upgrade that biolab. Okay, and where are our construction ships? We've placed one in the system where we want to build our first Dyson Sphere. Here in the Borbo system. That's the one we want. What's this guy doing? Oh, he was building some stations. That's right. Okay, what should we do? This guy colonized that planet, so it's possible but unlikely that once that planet has a bunch of pops grown on it, his borders will extend and he might even take over these neighboring systems. It's very unlikely that that'll happen though.
Complete.
So we'll have to keep an eye on it. Alright, what do we got? Kaiser 2 has done its stuff, so let's upgrade these mining networks. We've got Yandu's Prime is done building its structures, so let's upgrade this to a biolab first, and then we'll upgrade the power plants. Definitely want those increasing energy production. Factus Secundus is all done. Can't upgrade to a biolab 3 until we research one. Same with the physics lab, it looks like.
Construction complete.
Let's take a look-see. Do we go heavily in the red? No, actually, we're positive on energy generation now. That's awesome. We've done enough replacing and refitting of the structures on our planet where we are not going grossly in the red whenever we move our fleet off of a spaceport. Upgrade the biolab, upgrade this, upgrade that. Now, factually, we gotta wait because there are no grown pops yet, so let's give that some time first. And then this one can be... What are we gonna put here? It's generating bonus physics already, somehow. Let's see. Prismatic lenses. Oh, it's because of the dark matter, that's why. So let's make this an engineering facility. Could always use a little bit more engineering research points. Because especially later on, engineering research is pretty important. Okay, still upgrading some power plants on here, so we'll go ahead and upgrade that mineral silo. How are we doing? We can hold 62,000 minerals total. So while we're waiting for our influence to generate, which we're getting pretty close, we're also stockpiling minerals because each section, each portion of the Dyson Sphere will require 40,000 minerals. Now, I almost forgot, but we need to reform our government. Our current civics, agrarian idyll, where farms also produce 1 unity, and inward perfection, where our monthly unity is increased by 30%. These are now useless because we do not need to generate unity for anything anymore. So we're going to go ahead and change these up. Hi, Joe. So we get rid of agrarian idyll and inward perfection. We're going to keep mining guilds, though, because mining guilds is quite good. And I'm thinking what we do is we're going to change our authority to an oligarchy. And this will allow us to... Oh, maybe it won't. Where is it? We can't get corporate dominion because we have to be non-xenophobic. Okay. So never mind. No point in changing our authority type. So let's get... Oh, man. I don't even know. Let's get environmentalist. Reducing our consumer goods costs, so this will probably have a small impact on our minerals generation because it won't require as many consumer goods to maintain our pops. And then we'll also do, I'm thinking cutthroat politics would be a good one because there's several other really good ones. For example, technocracy. Can't pick that because we're not materialist. And what else is there? Idealistic Foundation would actually be pretty decent to give a plus 5% happiness bonus across the empire, but we have to be egalitarian. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Efficient bureaucracy, completely unnecessary right now because we still have 2 core sector systems that we can colonize without requiring any sectors. So yeah, let's do cutthroat politics. And ooh, is there anything we can change? What's Shadow Council again? Election influence cost reduction. Whoop-de-doo. Meritocracy. That wouldn't be too bad. Increase our leader pool size when we are recruiting new leaders and increase their base skill level when we recruit new ones. That wouldn't be too bad of a pick. But I don't really think that would be worth it. Faction influence gain plus 50%. Yeah, let's just leave it a monarchy for the time being. So we'll reform our government and just swap out the 2 civics that were generating bonus unity for us, because we don't need those. But you know what? Jeez, I really want to do that right now, because looking at these 2 things kind of bugs me. But you know what? We can't yet, because it costs 250 influence, and we need 300 to start the Dyson Sphere first. So, patience, we'll get there. We will definitely get there.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
All right, what do we got now? Latium Prime and Kaiser 2. Let's upgrade this engineering facility. Kaiser 2, you are all done, so you're good. And then we can upgrade these mining networks to grade 4s. So that means Epsilon Indy Prime is all done. Nothing left to do there. Alright, we just have a couple months left, and then we can start building our Dyson Sphere in the Borbo system. Build megastructure. Lacking 16 influence. Just a few months away from that. So as you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 additional stages to building the Dyson Sphere. There's the frame, and then there's 3 partial portions of it where the solar panels will get built. And then there's the final Dyson Sphere, and all of these stages, each one of these 5 stages requires 40,000 minerals. It is a big investment to build a Dyson Sphere. It's the most expensive megastructure, if I recall right. I mean, the ring world is also very expensive, but I think it's the same cost if you add everything up together. When you build the site, it's the same amount. It's about 10,000 just to build the site, and then I do believe the main ring is 40,000 minerals. I'll double check, to be honest. Don't quote me on that. I'll figure that out, and we'll eventually do a video later on covering all of the megastructures, where I'll cover that kind of stuff in better detail. Faction Prime. Okay, so let's upgrade these power plants again. Ether Prime, you are all done. And then this spaceport is good to go. Okay, so here we go. We are going to start our Dyson Sphere. Yoink. Alright, now what do we got? Yandu's Prime is done. We can upgrade these power plants. And we can upgrade this biolab. Perfect. And then what did we finish? The Collective Self. Okay, this is a pretty decent piece of research. Okay, let's see. Galactic Stock Exchange. How do we not have that yet? Unreal. Definitely should get that, because this will increase our energy credits throughout the Empire once we build this on our capital world. 9 months left for Ascension Theory so that we can get our final Ascension perk. And there we go. There's the little megastructure site. That'll take quite some time to finish building. I'm just glad that we did enough to change our energy production so that we're not going in the disgusting negative whenever we move our fleet. Now the question is, which fallen empire should we be more worried about? The Savix Caste Reclaimers are xenophobic, so they already don't like us too much. As you can see here, their opinion of us is negative 45.
Construction complete.
Yeah, they're not too fond of us. The Valdari Mediators, however, they like us a little bit, mostly because they're xenophilic. Plus, we have the Defender of the Galaxy Ascension perk, and that increases everybody's opinion of us by a tiny bit. Okay, peace offering between the Valdari Mediators and the Nebrai Covenant. Okay, no demands have been enforced, so nothing happened there. I think I should move our fleet to the Menchib system, way more on the west side of our empire, just in case the Savix Caste Remnant are the ones that come after us. I think they'll be in a better position to quickly move to the defense if they come after us. Alright, so we got a whole bunch of building done on Factception. Let's upgrade these power plants first. They all have grown pops on them too, and then we can upgrade this physics lab. Okay, still not too worried about these mining networks. As we upgrade these other buildings, the pops will grow on those mining networks that currently don't have any pops on them. Okay, so we've got our second construction ship. What can we do with this guy? We can't start another megastructure because you can only build one at a time. So let's just have him return. Now, it says our military fleets can upgrade. I can't remember 100% what it is that can be upgraded. I have a feeling it's upgrading our battleships to tachyon lances. So I'm just going to double check that really quick. Get through the giant list of ships in the fleet. There we go, battleships. And yes, it's because they still only have particle lances. Okay, so we can change that. Just double checking that we did throw on the tachyon lance. Oh, maybe not. Okay, now we go, boop, there we go, tachyon lance. Beautiful. That's what we want to see. Oh, diplomatic communication from Jomar Star Hunters. That's just rude. The cowardice of the nation of McGruber is widely discussed in the Jomar Star Hunters. How is it that you became such a spineless nation? Because we're cute and adorable and everybody loves us, so we saw no reason to beat the shit out of them earlier on. Pardon my French. So that's these guys to the next, right next to us. Brr. And the Jomar Star Hunters are still one of the last fanatic purifiers in the galaxy. That's just rude. I'm gonna insult you back. Meanie pants. You said harsh words at me. Well, I'm gonna send harsh words back. Meh. How's that for vengeance?
Research complete.
You know what? You know what we need our construction ships doing, though, is constructing some military stations in preparation to defend our empire. There we go. Ascension theory done. I love it. Okay, so what should we do here? Capacitor fields wouldn't be too bad because it's a decent support aura to put on our defense stations, on our military stations and whatnot. Although we probably really won't use it. Predictive algorithms, we have none of our ships with point defense, so you know who cares? It's also currently the highest costing research project out of the options we have here. And arc emitters is a fair bit cheaper than predictive algorithms. However, I guarantee we will not use them. At least not initially. Let's just go with capacitor fields. That's a 21-month project. That'll go by quick. Living metal will be done in 22 months. Hopefully we have some in our empire. That will increase the speed at which we build our Dyson Sphere. Okay, so we have upgraded Kentharum's planetary administration. It's now a planetary capital. So first things first, upgrade the frontier outpost, upgrade the energy grid to an energy nexus, upgrade the mineral processing plant, and then we'll screw it. We'll upgrade the mineral silo while we're at it for borderline no reason. Okay, and then we can upgrade, and sorry, not upgrade, we can create some mining networks next to the mineral silo to make use of those adjacent bonuses. Adjacency bonuses. Once those are built, and we've upgraded them a fair to their top level, we'll start upgrading the other structures as well. Okay, Kentarum. Alright, let's pick our final Ascension perk.
Complete.
I do believe we discussed in the last episode that we could really use Galactic Contender now that there are 2 awakened empires and they're practically right next to us. So there's a couple other picks here that would be really good. Galactic Force Projection would be really nice. And Technological Ascendancy is always a pretty good solid pick. Master Builders is obviously a pretty good one because we're going to be building a few megastructures at this point in the game. Or we're going to try to anyways. Voidborn, I don't really see much point in going for it this late in the game. Especially seeing as how we don't have another Ascension perk slot available to get the Circle of Life, which requires Voidborn. As much as I like building ring worlds and using those, we can't pick it. So let's go with Galactic Contender. It just seems to be the logical choice right now. So we have plus 50% damage to all endgame crises, and we have plus 33% additional damage to fallen and awakened empires. So yeah, things are looking pretty decent right now. All right, one last thing we might want to consider. Let's take a look at our species. Go to People, go to the Species tab. So, now that we have our guys spread out pretty far, I think we can... These are some pretty interesting picks. I think we can gene modify our entire species. Let's keep the erudite, obviously, because that's fantastic. Fertile is quite good because of the growth speed, but it also gives that plus 5% happiness bonus, which isn't too bad. So I think what we definitely want to do is get rid of non-adaptive and change to deviance. There we go. The problem with that is we have -1 trait points still. I'll keep us with the natural engineers. Because I like the extra engineering science that we get from that. So what else can we do? We'll take off the communal. Is there one more trait pick? Is there something else that we want to change this to? I don't think so. We should definitely do deviance because we need to shift away from the pacifist ethos. Whoa, what's going on? There it is, the war in heaven. Ever since the awakening of the Valdari and their ancient Savix Caste rivals, the two giants have been at odds, skirmishing and jockeying for influence, probing each other's might. This has resulted in a series of increasingly terse confrontations, finally erupting in an open battle between a Valdari fleet and their Savix Caste counterparts in a remote system. The conflict has now escalated into full-blown war between the Valdari mediators and the Savix Caste reclaimers. Each side has sent a representative to the younger races, promising great rewards for those who join them in their war and terrible punishments for those who choose to stand against them. Choosing either side in this conflict will mean giving up our independence, but remaining neutral may be even more dangerous unless we can find other neutral empires to stand by our side. Oh boy. So we can either become a signatory under the Valdari mediators, which simply wanted to make peace with everybody because they're xenophiles, or we can become a thrall under the Savix Caste reclaimers, and then we will join those respective sides in the war. However, since we are kind of gearing up to be autonomous and be able to defend ourselves from both of them, let's stay neutral. I've never had this event happen before. I'm not joking. I have never had a war in heaven happen in any previous game that I've played. So I'm kind of stoked for this. I haven't had this occur for me. And the War in Heaven event has been around since the Leviathans update, which was in, what, April? March? So we will not take sides. That's very risky that we went with that, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so we took off the communal trait. I would really love it if we could pick something else. If we could add something else to make up for it. I kind of want to take off fertile as well, but that means that all of our pops will have taken a total of a 10% hit to happiness because fertile added 5% and communal added 5%. I don't know. Conservationist wouldn't be too bad either because we already did the environmentalist civic that reduced our consumer goods costs. So reducing it even more by picking that particular trait could have pretty beneficial effects to our minerals production. And we wouldn't have to sacrifice as much to get it either. But you know what? I think these picks are okay as is. Taking off communal, swapping out non-adaptive, and getting deviants. We need to reduce governing ethics attraction as much as possible so that we can get away from the pacifist ethos and, you know, maybe lean towards more militaristic, for example. Okay, modify. And this will take 34 months, so it will put a severe hindrance on the galactic markets technology that we could actually quite use. But since we're not at a big negative, and over the next several years we're going to build our Dyson Sphere, which will generate a huge amount of energy for us, twice as much that we're generating now, I think we'll be okay. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Building is done on this planet, and what do we got? War declaration between these two awakened empires. Now we've got independence guaranteed between the Great Kundan Coalition and the Tendrakian Autocracy. Then we got independence guaranteed by the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom to the Quapulchi systems. Interesting. Battle lines are being drawn. The League of Non-Aligned Powers. Not all of the younger races chose to join with either side in the war raging between the precursor empires. Some, like ourselves, have remained neutral, but are facing the prospect of facing the precursor menace alone, if the war should come their way. A League of Non-Aligned Powers has formed under the leadership of the Great Kundan Coalition, with the explicit goal of opposing both sides in the war. Joining this league would almost certainly mean war with the precursor empires, but at least we would have allies to stand by our side, instead of facing them alone. So we can join this league, or we can still just go it alone. Oh man, I don't know. It's tough to say. I'm leaning towards joining the league. So why don't we go ahead and do that? I'd ask the viewers to vote in chat, but you know, none of you are watching. Alright, we will join this league. We have been accepted into the League of Non-Aligned Powers by the Great Kundan Coalition, and now we will stand together against the precursor menace. To victory and freedom. Federation invitation to the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom. Okay. So we've... Oh, man. Look at all the surveying. Look at all the systems that have now popped up as surveyed. Unreal. I don't like how it does that, because it just automatically shared star charts. A good way for us to generate more science research is to survey more systems. Let's take a look, see here. The League of Non-Aligned Powers. How many people are in this federation? We've got the Great Kundan Coalition, which is easily our, I should say, the biggest galactic contender, because they've had the most military might besides the fallen empires. We've got the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdoms, which are right next to us, and they've always had superior potential fleet power. The Nebrite Covenant, they're not in it. We're in it, Nation of MacGruber, and who else? It's pretty much just the three of us. It looks like it's the three largest and strongest of the non-fallen empires. It looks like we're currently banded together. So that's pretty cool. And of course, you still got the Yelong Guardians, which are just chilling here in their single home system, not doing anything. All right.
Incoming transmission.
Incoming transmission. What do you want? The Great Kundan Coalition. Let's decline this. I don't want a migration treaty. What do we got? The United Rothak Pact is now in the Federation. Oh, man. And now we've also got the Tiao Galactic Commonwealth in the League of Non-Aligned Powers. Okay. Battle lines are definitely being drawn. I believe it was the United Rothak Pact. These guys down here. And then now the Nebrite Covenant has joined. Wow. What do we got? Migration Treaty Proposal. Okay. There's the Tiao Galactic Commonwealth. These guys that were liberated, and they have a single planet. Yay. Migration treaties abound. Okay, so I think we've got at least half the galaxy in the League of Non-Aligned Powers now. We have the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom, there's us, there's the Great Kundan Coalition, then there's these guys, the United Rothak Pact, and even the Neberite Covenant, which is quite surprising. What's this fleet? Ah, this is a fleet of nomads. Interesting.
War has been declared against us.
Oh, jeez! The Savix Cast Reclaimers have just declared war on us. Let's see. What are their demands? They want to cede planets from a whole bunch. Mostly the Mitron Assembly of Nations. And... oh, they want Menshib Prime? I don't think so. That's just rude. Owned by Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom. Okay. Nation of MacGruber. Foul Newt, you had better prepare your fleets, for this is war. Our flesh harvesters are coming for your hatchlings. Okay. That's just really rude. So what do we got going on here? Where are their fleets right now? Oh, man. Look at that. They got 3 fleets, each with at least or more 100,000 fleet power. Oh, boy. Scary. Look at that Titan ship. Oh, man, that thing's huge. I'm not comfortable with how this might end up now. We might have made the bad choice, and we could very well see our cute little newts getting stomped and forcing us into the next stream game. But we'll see. So they've got 2 fleets... 1 fleet with 20 battleships and 4 destroyers, so there's not a lot of ships there. 1 fleet with a Titan and 19 battleships, and that's it. And then another fleet with 11 battleships and 46 destroyers. Interesting. We really need to... okay, so we really need to tighten up our defenses. This construction ship needs to build a military station. I do believe the Prethoryn class fortress is the one with the subspace snare, so we're going to put that right on top of the star in the Farragon system. Boop. And then now we do the Cloven class fortresses. We'll start with one over here towards our home systems. So there's that one, and then build another one. Cloven class. Okay. And then Cloven class. Put that one over here. Okay, and we should have room for 3 more Cloven class fortresses. Over there. And then this one over here. And lastly, right there in the cleavage. And there we go. We're going to have another hexagon of defensive platforms set up. So let's let that construction ship get to work. It's going to take them a while. So hopefully these guys go after somebody else in the meantime. Hopefully. Whether or not that actually happens, who knows? Remains to be seen. All right, let's upgrade these mining networks. There we go. You know what we can do is at the Menshib Prime system, let's build another construction ship. And we'll have this construction ship start building some military stations in the Menshib system, since that's the one that they want to take control of. Which kind of makes sense because it's the closest colonized planet to them. The spaceport of Menshib Prime. Alright, construction ship number 3. Oops, wrong thing. This one. There we go. Okay, so you need to build a Prethoryn class fortress. And then a Cloven class fortress. Start with this one back here, kind of towards the Menshib spaceport. Kind of, being the key word. Come on. There we go. And we'll do some more Kluven-class fortresses. There we go. Okay, and this will be number 4. Zoom it right in because we do want to try and get this as close as possible. Okay, and there should be room for 2 more. Can't put one by this orbital station, obviously, which is fine because we can put it right in there. And then we can do, oops, no, not enter orbit, silly. Another Kluven-class fortress right there. And that'll be another hexagon of defensive platforms to try and protect ourselves. Keyword try. So right now it looks like their ships are going after somebody else. Entering orbit of the core. Where is the core? That's my question. We should find that system. Hopefully, what we should try to do is get our military fleet to meet up with the military fleet of our allies, because we got a much better chance of taking these guys on if we try to do so together. Although I'm just not too sure how we could get our fleets over there without them running through enemy territory. And that could wind up being disastrous. How would they get there? Yeah, see, they'd cut right through the heart of Savik's cast space. 32 ships will be upgraded. Why will 32 ships be upgraded? So that's 20 battleships and 12, either the cruisers or the destroyers will get upgraded. Why? What is being changed? I find myself quite curious now. Our current destroyers... I don't think it's our destroyers. I think our cruisers are being changed somehow. Why? What is changing on them? I wonder. One, two, three, 4 medium shields, 2 crystal infused plating. I don't understand. They look the exact same. So why is it asking me? Oh, you know what? Whatever. Who cares? We need to upgrade the fleet because we need those tachyon lances on our battleships. Okay. Speaking of tachyon lances, can we go ahead? How much longer for our construction ship? He's still a ways away from building the site for the Dyson Sphere, so I don't think we should spend too much money on minerals. We still have to generate about another 15,000 so that we have enough for the Dyson Sphere once the main construction site is ready. So where are these guys going? Oh, no.
Ships upgraded.
Following First Void Skulkers. And where are those guys? Do we have a battle going on? Following Second Stellar Cluster. I have no idea where these ships are going. That kind of worries me. What I'd give for a sentry array right about now. Hold on. Did I read that right? Following Second Stellar Cluster. Where were these guys going?
Construction complete.
They're just outside sensor range. I don't like this. They're coming down in our direction. I do not like this. Okay, now let's go ahead. Let's upgrade the mining networks first. Alright, because we could use a little bit extra mineral generation. We'll worry about the science labs and power plants after that. This guy can actually go on another mining network. Okay. Ooh. Look at that. That's a pretty big fleet of our allies. That's from the Hanmer and Lightened Kingdoms, I do believe. Yes, it is. We should probably... Yeah, we should probably follow these guys with our own fleet. If we encountered a single one of their fleets by itself, we might have a chance to take them on. If we assisted our allies. It's very tempting. We'll see where the enemy fleets are positioned and where they're trying to move to first. I want to see what's going on. What their plans are. Geez, look at the fleet from the Valdari Mediators. 103k, and they only have 19 battleships and 7 cruisers. Or sorry, 7 destroyers. Bleh.
Research complete.
Well, they're Fallen Empire ships. They're more like cruisers. Their destroyers are more like cruisers anyways. Okay, hyperspace slipstreams would be pretty nice. Space-time theory, I really need that. Let's do hyperspace slipstreams.
Construction complete.
Okay, Factception has finished its construction queue. So let's upgrade these mining networks one more time. Now that 3 of them have fully grown pops on them. They are not going to waste. Okay, I had another leader level up. Okay, cool. And we finished living metal, finally. Okay, cool. We could get the Giga Cannon, but we're not using it. So let's just do superfluid materials. This will allow us to upgrade our engineering facilities. It'll take about 5 years for that to happen, but that's okay. Now let's take a look at our situation log. 18 months left for modifying the newt species. Where did the enemy fleets go? Oh, hello. There they are. Where are they going? Following Transport Fleet 1. Okay. Following First Void Skulkers. That's not my fleet. I only have the second Void Skulkers. So where are they going? I got a bad feeling about this. If they warp from Zunur to Zithri, we know they're coming towards us. But we don't have good sensor coverage in the region because our allies aren't really there. Oh, that's the transport fleet they were following. Okay. Well, that sucks. Our allies just lost a bunch of ships there. Oh, here we go. Here's a battle we might want to watch. Hang on, what's going on here? Rivalry. The Savix Cast Reclaimers have declared the Valdari Mediators their rival. Oh. Here we go. Here we go. The Savix Cast Reclaimers have 2 fleets closing in after one of the fleets of the Valdari Mediators. Let's let them beat the crap out of each other. Hell yeah. Ooh, that's not good. That's a terrible warp in. Or are you aligned? Ooh, you know what? These guys might be aligned with the Savix Cast Remnant. Let's take a look-see. That is the Mitron Assembly of Nations, I believe. Yeah, looks like it is. I'm authorized to speak for Chief whatever. They are, they're a thrall on the Savix Cast Reclaimers. Huh. Who else is a thrall? Papulchi Systems. They're signatory under the Valdari Mediators. Let's see. We'll show you who the true powers of the galaxy are. The Mitron Assembly of Nations and the Visari Star Corps are what's it called? They're thralls of the Savix Caste Reclaimers. Now the Valdari Mediators, they are overlords of the Tendrakian Autocracy and the Quapulci systems. Okay. Interesting. So here's the Visari Star Corps, or at least one of their sections. And then we've got the Mitron Assembly of Nations over here as well. So they are allied with the Savix Caste Reclaimers, and then the Valdari Mediators are allied with the Tendrakian Autocracy, or I should say overlords of, and the Quapulci systems, which are these little guys over here. Interesting. And then all the other empires, all the bigger, much bigger empires throughout the galaxy are in the League of Non-Aligned Powers. Very interesting. Okay, let's take a look-see here. Cantharum Central, you are done. Upgrades and construction. Let's see, how are we doing on that Dyson Sphere station? We still got a ways to go, so let's go ahead and keep upgrading some structures. Start with that mining network. We'll just leave it at that one mining network for now so that it's the same grade as these other two. Producing similar amounts of minerals. Let's move this guy down here. We'll build a farm after these mining networks get upgraded. Man, look at all these ships from the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom. They are all over the place. I don't want to start building up more ships and whatnot until we get... Ooh, is there a battle going on here? No. Not until we get at least 40,000 minerals stored up. And once we save up a few thousand more, then yeah. Okay, let's watch this progress. So we've got... Okay, those guys have tachyon lances. What did these guys have? Looks like they have giga cannons. So we don't really want to go too heavy on shields, I don't think. Not against these guys. Ooh. Well, they bugged out. Could be a bad sign, though. Looks like the Valdari Mediators took a hit in that battle. They had to emergency FTL their fleet away to avoid further losses. It's tough to tell because we don't really have sensors coverage.
Construction complete.
In enough of the Savix Caste Reclaimers controlled space, but it doesn't look like they're coming after us. So this is an opportunity. Let's build up our production. Keep making our keep improving our planets. Okay, I don't want to build a single mining network, so you know what? We'll probably just make that a science lab. I'm up for making a bunch of science labs. Okay, Fact Tertius, we can upgrade to a planetary capital now. That's good. Factception, how are we doing here? What should we build? Oh, we were already looking at that. Okay. And Fact Secundus is all done growing. Fact Prime. Probably want to think about building those 2 hydroponics farms now. Notice how the speed at which time has progressed in this game has severely tanked now that we have all this sensor coverage with all these allies and their myriad of ships. Really slows the console down. But that's okay.
Construction complete.
Let's see, Factception has finished construction. Okay, so we can leave that alone for a little bit. Not too long, but a little bit. And we should take a look at Fact Tertius. It's building the planetary capital, so we'll leave it alone for a bit. Factually, do you have a planetary capital? No, not yet. You will pretty shortly, though. Let's go ahead and build these basic science labs. Upgrade them to their respective types. That way, once this pop is done growing, he'll generate some science for us, and while this is upgrading to the planetary capital. See, this would be a pretty good situation to have a sentry array. Sentry array is a very interesting megastructure. I actually quite like it. It essentially gives you sensor coverage of the entire galaxy. Of course, it has really wide sensors coverage while you're building it, and it just gets bigger as you upgrade the sentry array. But once you complete it, covers the whole galaxy. You see what everybody's doing all the time with their fleet positions. Where are their military stations? How many do they have? So on and so forth. It's pretty cool, I think. Another thing we could probably do, let's take a look. Maybe we can get our science ships to go out exploring now. No, we cannot. Well, that's unfortunate. MacGruber, upgrade to a power plant 5. Why wasn't that already a power plant 5? Oh, that must have been where the hypercoms forum was. Maybe. Alright, you know what we could really use? I think... Let's take a look at some of our planets. There's some more that are generating a decent amount of science. Ether Prime wouldn't be too bad, so let's build a science ship here. What's another good one? Fact Prime. No, not really. Fact Secundus is, though. It's generating an okay amount of science. Factception, Fact Tertius. Factually, let's do one for here because it will have several science labs. And then we're back to Cantharum Central. Let's not do one there. With these extra 3 science ships, excuse me, what we'll do is we'll put leaders in them, and we will simply leave them at the same planet that they were constructed to assist with research there. That will increase the science output and the happiness on all those planets. Man, half of the Federation we're in does not like us. Pretty awesome. Okay, one final upgrade on these mining networks. There we go, and then we can worry about some of the other buildings. Where should we put this guy? Let's put him down here. We can build another mining network down there. There we go. MacGruber has finished its construction queue. Good job.
Construction complete.
Factually. Okay, so this one is going to be a physics lab. This one is going to be a biolab. Now let's get those additional science ships we built up and running. Recruit some scientists. Now let's take a look-see here. We'll just do adaptable. Screw it. Got some pretty bad choices there. Ether Prime, assist research, please. Okay, next. You know what? We could do one on Fact Prime as well, I guess. Maybe. It's not doing much for science, but it would improve the production of everything else by increasing the happiness. Happiness is already 90%, so it'll get a little bit higher with the assisting research. Oops, nope, not that guy. Okay, who do we got now? Eager. Cheap. Yep, let's do it. Fact Secundus, assist there, and then this one. Factually. And maniacal again. Okay. Let's get that guy. Can we trade him out? Nope. All the ones that are doing research projects right now are quite good. So let's keep him here. One more science ship on the way. We are already an hour into this stream. Unreal. Still feels like I just started. Okay, we're getting really close to our threshold of stockpiled minerals before we start building more ships.
Species modified.
Species modified. Look at that. One and done. Okay.
Construction.
Our influence generation has completely tanked, though, because 2 with expertise rocketry. Ugh. We'll just get this guy because he's the youngest, so he'll live the longest. In fact, Tertius has finished its construction queue, so we'll get the Frontier Hospital and the Energy Nexus up and running. And then, what should we do after that? I don't know. We've still got a couple power plants, so we could probably do a mineral processing plant. Yeah, we can do one of those. And then a mining network here. And a mining network here. And then we'll worry about the science labs. Let's put these two guys both on the engineering science portions. Okay. Looks like our defenses are almost done building up in the Farragon and Menchib systems. This guy's going to the last one. But how's this guy's doing? Are you... Yes, you are. You're moving to the last one now. Almost done the Dyson Sphere site, 96% complete. As you can see, it's actually built up now. It's not just an interesting little green holographic looking thing. Pretty excited to get that up and running. Not sure how many of you have actually seen a Dyson Sphere, but they're pretty neat. They'll also give you a better idea of what happens when you build one, or how it works, I should say. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. I just realized that being in this Federation has reduced our what's it called? Our naval capacity by a decent amount. There we go. Dyson Sphere construction. Harnessing the power of the stars has been a dream of MacGyvered engineers throughout history. From crude combustion to the pale imitation of solar fusion. And we now stand ready to realize this dream. In the Borbo system sits the scaffold upon which we will build a Dyson Sphere, encompassing Borbo and monopolizing the cataclysmic power of a star. Now, the one thing that bugs me about calling it a Dyson Sphere is... Oh, lacking 905 minerals. That's fine. We'll wait it out. The whole term Dyson Sphere... It's a human term. I'm not sure if this will make much sense, but a Dyson Sphere was theorized by an astrophysicist whose last name was Dyson, where he conceptualized a sphere constructed around a star so that it could harness the power that the star generates. Essentially offering a near limitless supply of energy to, the human race in particular, which was the context of where the Dyson Sphere was generated from. However, these are technically alien species that are coming up with these structures, and yet they're still called a Dyson Sphere. I just find that kind of interesting. So species that have never encountered the human race before would still call it a Dyson Sphere, If I'm not making any sense, that's perfectly fine, because I'm probably not. All right, so by upgrading from the Dyson Sphere site to the Dyson Sphere's frame, that will be the first stage of building this mega structure, and it will cause a drain of 5 energy credits per month in order to build it. Or sorry, in order to maintain it. So once the frame has been constructed, it's actually a drain on your energy credits. Not by a lot, thankfully. There we go, 2770 days remaining. See, it said 3,600 initially when we were first going to start it, but because we now have living metal, obviously, it will not take that long. Look, we have 3 instances of living metal, so if somebody asks, we could trade 2 of them away. That'll give us some trade leverage, which is kind of nice.
Construction complete.
Okay, what else do we got? Military stations in Menchib are done.
Complete.
I like it. Now the military stations in over here, wherever this place is, Theragon, are done. Okay, so the question is, do we build the next set of military stations in Arimadon or in Zorak? Huh, I think we should put them in Arimadon because we kind of want to colonize it. Speaking of colonizing, let's go ahead and queue that up. Next, Menchib Prime is the closest system, so that's what we want. There's quite a few, yeah, I remember mentioning this. I'm not sure if we want to put down a mineral silo anywhere. Where should we put this? I don't really know. Let's put it here. Call it Arimadon Core, because why not? There we go. Okay. So that'll get colonized over time. We'll use the construction ship that just finished in the Theragon system to construct some military stations. Before that happens, though, we need to build up some minerals. Any battles going on that we can kind of spy on? Doesn't look like it. What's this fleet? Ooh. Looks like the Valdari have come back to bombard Pomic Crack again. Pomic Crack. Let me tell you, I really don't like it when I get water in my Pomic Crack. Sounded worse than it was. Jump drive. Do we want the jump drive? It's a pretty good technology, but it greatly increases the likelihood of the unbidden spawning. The unbidden spawning. Jeez. Talking is hard. Okay, upgrade this mining network. All right. We can go to Ship Designer now and upgrade the hyperdrives of our vessels now. Well, except the corvettes, apparently. Precursor Discovery in Ril Somut 1A. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, I know it doesn't have enough power. So where is that? Oh, okay. Let's take a look-see here. We've got... Which planet are you assisting research on? Fact Prime. Okay, perfect. So we'll take the science ship off Fact Prime to research this anomaly, and then it'll turn into a thingamajigger. It'll turn into a mission, and we'll have to use one of the other scientists to research it at that point because it'll require a high-level scientist. So I wonder if we can use... Is this guy been around for a while? No, he's also only level 3. Cantarum Central. Upgrade this mining network again, please. There's a little fly in my face. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, so can we build a military station, a Prethoryn class military station, right on top of this Arimadon star? Nope, we cannot. But I don't want to get rid of the frontier outpost just yet because it'll probably greatly reduce our borders in this region of our empire. So we'll wait for the colony ship to get there and start doing its thing. Now, Bagiol is the last system that we'll probably want to colonize because it has a 24-tile desert world. Let's take a look at this pre-sentient species. Ooh, a great pyramid. That would be the pyramid that people freaked out because the one guy went down to the planet and was like, I am your god. And they're like, let's build a pyramid for our god. Ooh, Ute colony. Signs of Ute development can be found all across Real Samota 1A, and the moon must have experienced limited terraforming at some point. One region in the northern hemisphere is some kind of massive graveyard. No Ute settlements can be found nearby, but there are many monuments marking burial sites. With a low birth rate and an average lifespan close to 1,000 years, each Ute death was treated as a significant event, and much emphasis was placed on burial ceremonies. So it's a Ute graveyard. Okay, let's take a look in the situation log, what level they have to be to complete that. Level 4 or higher scientist. Awesome. Not really. Okay, looks like we got our planetary capital on this planet now. So let's go ahead and upgrade the mineral processing plant. And upgrade the mining networks to grade 2s. We'll leave it at that, and then we can start upgrading these engineering labs. Definitely need to increase our engineering science output. So we need to find a science ship with a level 4 or higher scientist. This one's perfect. Which one are you helping out? Kaiser Colony. Okay, perfect. So let's go here. Research projects, please. And then move back to Kaiser Colony and assist research again. Thank you very much. Thank you. Come again. Where's this colony ship? Are you landing yet? Yes, you are. You're getting there. You're getting there. Perfect. Just going to shut the mic off for a second.
Colonization in progress.
Okay, sorry about that. Let's take a look at the war screen. What are our demands? The defenders are the nation of MacGruber. Okay, now that we've lost all of our rivals, pretty much. Oh, let's take a look-see. We might have to just make new rivals. Do we even have any rivals? We have too many frontier outposts, apparently. Let's end a couple rivalries with our allies because I know we have a couple. Oh, hello. Do we stay as patrons with these guys? It only increases our monthly unity generation, so I don't care for it. Okay, cancel that. And then there should be one more that we are rivaled with. Is it these guys? Nope. We don't want to end it with these guys because they're still dinks. And we don't like them. What about the Great Kundan Coalition? Nope. Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom? Nope. Alright, so,
Incoming
you know
transmission.
what? Ooh, what do we got going on? We'll take a look in just a second, but... Who do we rival? We'll rival these guys. Boop. Because why not? Let's see, what else? The Mitron Assembly of Nations. We cannot declare them rivals. That's fine. Who else is there? Can we declare these guys rivals? No. Where are... I don't think we can do it with... Yeah, I don't think we can do it with any that are not... Okay. I think that's all we can do. Why am I suddenly losing influence? What? United Rothak Pact. The Newtonian people should not be prisoners. Decline. Open borders with the TL Galactic Commonwealth. Okay, fine. Whatever. Shucks. You know what? Let's just rival these guys. Screw it. That put us back in the positive for influence generation. We really need that to get that influence back up there.
Construction complete.
It'll help when we reform our government and we trade one of these useless civics for cutthroat politics. But we're not there yet. It's going to take a while because we're only generating about 1 influence per month. And we need 250 to reform our government. So this could be pretty brutal. What we should do is find some of our frontier outposts and get rid of them. Let us end this charade. We no longer see any reason to keep you locked out of our territory. Our borders are open to you again. Oh, thanks, buddy. You're the bestest. The United Rothak Pact. What a bunch of nice guys. Although it doesn't do me any good because all of your systems are surveyed for me. Alright, let's see. I think Beta Aquile, we can get rid of this frontier outpost, maybe. Because we do have the fact system right next to it, and we've colonized 5 planets there, so let's disband. There we go. Okay, see, no change there. That's good. Where else? Where else? Itheor, did we have a frontier outpost here? Yes, we did. Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't get rid of this frontier outpost. Now I feel really dumb. Okay. Where else? Paunia. I think we need to keep that one. Because I got a bad feeling if we get rid of it... Ooh, what do we got here? First Strike Legion. Their members have been pushing hard for us to assert our military dominance over the rest of the galaxy. You know what? I like the sound of that, so let's go ahead and take a look. Can we embrace them? Or promote them, I should say. Well, we lose 1 monthly influence. Let's see here. Failing to allow for unrestricted warfare will displease the First Strike Legion. Well, we don't have a chance with that. Allowing the nation of MacGruber to be exploited by alien interests by joining a federation will displease the First Strike Legion. Well, that's lame. Neighborhood rivalries, we need 2. Constructing a frontier outpost to expand our territory will please the First Strike Legion for a time. Well, I just destroyed 2 of them, so screw you. Installing ourselves as the overlord of one or more foreign powers will please the First Strike Legion. Okay. Well, we're getting +2 influence now. How, I don't know. That's fine. Okay, so yeah, we're going to promote the First Strike Legion. This will increase their ethics attraction by 100%. Due to his current attraction value, we expect around 45% of our pops to embrace this ethic. Only 3% of our pops currently embrace it, though, because they just formed. Okay, so 78 of our pops currently embrace the pacifist ethos, which is not good. And 17% of our pops currently embrace xenophobia. So hopefully we can change that too. Ten months left for galactic markets, which is pretty nice. We need to change our jump drives.
Special project
Can't believe this.
complete.
Ooh, there we go. An interesting find. Archaeological project completed. Okay, so science ship. You are going back to assist research with to whatever planet you left. Perfect. Okay. Arimadon is now being colonized, so I don't think we need the frontier outpost here anymore. Especially since it's going to finish in any second now. There we go. Done. Let's get rid of this. Perfect. Okay, so first things first. We need a frontier clinic. So let's put that one on this tile. There we go. And then we will do... what else? What else? And let's just build a basic science lab on this tile here, because it is generating 3 bonus points of physics research, so should definitely exploit that one. And then we want to queue up the spaceport on this planet. This will increase our naval capacity. I'm going to max out the defensive armies on this planet.
Construction complete.
There we go. Okay, Cantharum Central. Let's upgrade these power plants again. There we go. I love it. Okay, any incoming enemy fleets that we can see? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so our monthly influence is up to 1.5. It was 2. And then we started promoting the militarist faction, which we kind of need to. Alright, what do we want to do next? Mining network upgrades. And then we'll upgrade to engineering facilities. And we'll just wait on those. I think that's good for now. Okay. Construction ship in the Arimadon system. Now you can start building military stations. So let's do Prethoryn class fortress here first. Alright. And then we will do Kluven class. Try and put one really close to the planet itself. And go from there. There we go. Okay, next one. And that's half of them. And one more after this one. Ooh, come on. There we go. And right there. Okay. Good. The Valdari Mediators have declared us their rivals. Oh, they knows. Okay, there's got to be somewhere else where there's a frontier outpost we no longer need anymore. Mintaka and Paunia, I want to say we need to keep those because there are no settled planets, or I should say colonized planets, near them. So let's have a look around. I think the one in Cantharum can disappear if we still have one there. Nope. Frontier outposts. Okay, we're down to two. We're down to 2 frontier outposts, so that's fine. We should leave those 2. Okay, now let's build a hydroponics farm. And then, see, we've got 3 tiles that. Okay, we'll leave those for generating minerals and build a hydroponics farm on this tile with 1 food. Okay. Research complete. Galactic markets. We can get the Galactic Stock Exchange. Okay, next up. I don't care for selected lineages. Will to power for the orbital mind control laser. Normally the orbital mind control laser is pretty decent, especially on newly conquered worlds or worlds where you have a lot of slaves, because it helps with unrest, and if you have governing ethics that you want to keep your pops leaning towards, but we don't. So let's go foreign soil enrichment.
Construction complete.
Oh, great. What a great time to have subspace echoes detected. You know what this means, folks? The Prethoryn Scourge is on the way. Again, it is too soon. It is too soon. Alright, well, we'll keep tabs on this. Hopefully they don't show up anywhere near us. But we're still going to want to deal with them almost right away. Or try to, I should say. We'll see how this plays out. Naturally, my nose is starting to get pretty stuffy for some reason.
Log updated.
I'll probably just stream for the usual 2 hours. I did start earlier than normal tonight. So about another half hour and then we'll shut her off for the evening. A lot has happened in this episode. None of it directly impacting us just yet, but it will. It's coming. It is coming, folks.
Research complete.
Jump drive. Alright, well, we can equip jump drives on our ships because we don't have to worry about the unbidden anymore. So let's go ahead and do that. Pointlessly change that to a thing of Durosteel armor because why not? Yeah, let's do power, actually. That'll increase the evasion of the corvettes by a little bit. Destroyers. Cruisers. Battleships done. Oh, you know what? We're going to want to completely redesign these as well. So... let's change the broadside core. We're going to change these to flak artillery, like that. And then the broadside stern. Actually, sorry, we'll make these plasma cannons. Excuse me. And then the broadside stern will make flak artillery because the Prethoryn Scourge uses a lot of torpedoes and a lot of strike craft. And we'll want a decent amount of shields, so shield capacitors will be very useful. I think if we change this one to a ZPM, or ZPR, excuse me, we can put on 2 more things of hyper shields. There we go. Okay, so we'll save that design. Now the cruisers, shield capacitors, and we'll just change everything to plasma cannons, except for we'll leave 1 flak artillery. Okay, one more medium 0-point reactor. Okay, that's fine. Let's put it here because I'm OCD. Okay, I think that looks pretty good on the cruisers. Now the destroyers, these are going to be the interesting ones. Change that up. Wait, what? Oh, it didn't have enough power. Duh. Okay, so change that to a ZPM. Oops. And I think that's all we could do. Can't believe I didn't change the computer type. Okay, now the Corvette. Sentient computer, please. And we will want it to be... What kind of torpedoes? Do we just have neutron torpedoes, which aren't very effective... Or sorry, aren't very useful against the Prethoryn Scourge. Do we have mining drone lasers? Yes, we do. Ignores 100% of armor. These are really good against the Prethoryn Scourge. It sounds a little strange, I know, but it's actually effective. You'd be surprised. Alright, 2 ZPMs. How many hyper shields can we put? Oh, just the one, so we'll do that many 0-point modules, 2 things of shields, and a shield capacitor. It feels strange giving up the advanced afterburners. Okay, so designs are saved. We'll have to go back to our fleet, upgrade them again. All 104 ships will be changed for just under 2,000 minerals. Now the real question is, do we change our military stations? I don't think so. Maybe get rid of the phase disruptors, because those are kind of useless against the Prethoryn Scourge, but they will be very useful if we get a oh, what's it called? One of the awakened empires coming after us as well, when the Prethoryn Scourge is, you know, on everybody's doorstep. We'll leave the military stations as is. So as it stands, our battleships have 2 flak artillery, which is good. Our cruisers have 1, which is good. And our destroyers have 1 as well, so that's pretty good. I think that'll be pretty good anti-strike craft and torpedo coverage. Newtonian materials is back up again. Thank you, finally. I've been waiting for that for a while. Okay, so let's start upgrading our science labs throughout our empire. We need to start increasing our science research by a significant margin. Okay, so a lot of these can be upgraded engineering facilities. And there's several power plants on. I can't believe I didn't upgrade these power plants. I feel kind of stupid now. All right. Okay, Yandu's Prime. There we go. And now, what was this going to be? This was going to be a biolab. Okay, next planet. Several engineering facilities on here. There we go. And let's build a couple hydroponics farms on Fact Prime.
Construction complete.
There we go. Okay, Kentarum Central. Upgrade the hydro farms. And then upgrade the engineering facility, the one engineering facility on here. How's our Dyson Sphere doing? Let's go take a look-see. Borbo system. So as you can see, the frame slowly being built around the Borbo star. 1,660 days remaining. Well, Scourge will be here long before we finish this Dyson Sphere. But that's okay. Let's take a look. How about the spaceport on Arimadon Core? It is done. So let's do the solar panel network and then upgrade it. Now, have our ships finished upgrading? Nope. They're getting there, though.
Construction complete.
I just hope that we have enough... what's it called? Flak artillery on our designs, and in particular in our fleet. Okay, upgrade that biolab, and now we'll upgrade these power plants. Gonna build a few destroyers. Once we save up some minerals again, I'd like to build us some more cruisers.
Ships upgraded.
There we go. What did that do for our overall fleet power? Kind of messing around with it. Taking off all those neutron torpedoes drastically reduced our assigned fleet power, but you know what?
Complete.
I'm a lot less worried about the Awakened Empires right now. I want to kind of be in a position to battle the Prethoryn Scourge as soon as they show up. And see if we can make a severe dent in their invading forces before they become a severe problem, you know, 10 in-game years down the road. It'll be tricky, and it could backfire and bite us in the butt, but yeah, there's no harm in trying.
Construction complete.
We do have the Defender of the Galaxy damage bonus, so that might actually be a much bigger deciding factor than I'm giving it credit for. But we'll find out.
Construction complete.
There we go. Destroyers are done. And I want to build 8 more cruisers. How much do our cruisers cost? 956. Ugh, so I need 8,000. That's fine. Our minerals production is pretty decent, so
Construction complete.
we can wait that out. Yandu's Prime. Construction complete. Very good.
Construction complete.
Oh, what else? Kentarum Central. Upgrade the hydroponics farms again. There we go. And then we can start worrying about constructing some new buildings. Could definitely build a mining network right here. Seeing as how this tile already has 3 minerals being generated on it.
Construction complete.
All right. There we go. Looking good. Okay, engineering facilities. Let's get those upgraded. There we go. And then we will do the mining networks. And lastly, power plants.
Construction complete.
Okay. There we go. Alright, I kind of neglected this world. There's several pops on tiles that produce resources, but we don't have buildings. Well, that's just silly, Moby. What are you doing? I really don't know, folks. After all, I'm just a dumb white kid. So let's get some mining networks on these tiles as well.
Construction complete.
Yes, I know I'm losing the 2 food. Menchib Prime, okay. Upgrade these power plants. There we go. Awesome. Okay. Just as a test, let's take our fleet, second Void Skulkers. Oh, we're still barely in the positive when they move off of the spaceport. Perfect. We don't have to be in the huge positive, just in the positive. Okay, so let's take a look. Where are our construction ships? This guy here, you can go ahead and build some orbital stations here finally. There you go. And why don't we queue up colonizing the Bagiol planet? 24-tile desert world. Colonize from Menchib Prime. Seems to be the place to come from. Okay, where should we put this? Let's put it right here.
Construction complete.
Excuse me, bit of a sneeze. Okay.
Construction complete.
There we go, we're done on Fact Prime.
Construction complete.
Ooh, look at all these power plants we can upgrade too. There we go. Our battleships are only a little bit more expensive than cruisers right now.
Construction complete.
Okay, let's pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Alright, Cantharum Central. Upgrade this mining network again. Man, wouldn't it suck if I just realized I've been talking for the last 20, 30 minutes and my mic had been off? I feel pretty dumb. Ooh, is there a big fleet battle going on? Maybe. Oh, those are just transport ships. Never mind. What about over here? What's happening over here? Ooh. Oh, our buddies Our buddy's fleet is going to get destroyed. Their little task force is going to get wiped out. Look at that. He's getting wrecked. Yeah. Okay, so it's obvious that the Savix Cast Reclaimers are using Giga Cannons and various other kinetic weapons. So our current setup, which is very shield heavy and very anti-armor for dealing with the Prethoryn Scourge, is actually going to be terrible against the Savix Cast Remnant, unfortunately.
Construction complete.
We'll want to focus more on armor and hull hit points against the Savix Cast Remnant. When it eventually comes around that we start going after them. Observatory, okay, now we need the battleship assembly yards, crew quarters, and engineering bay.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
Okay, we have our defensive stations in Arimadon up and running now, so let's go ahead and get our construction ship back. There we go. An unemployed worker? What? That will not do. Well, we can upgrade to a planetary capital, finally. But we could have done that a while ago. I just wasn't paying attention. Go me. So here's what we're going to do. Can we do infrastructure projects? Yes, but no, we really shouldn't. Because we still need to reform our government, right? Okay, so let's do this. Move this guy off the 2 minerals. We'll build basic science labs on all 3 remaining tiles. Because I'm not gonna build a structure, one structure for generating minerals. That just sounds a little silly to me. And then we will upgrade to planetary capital. Okay. Can upgrade some mining networks. How old is our governor right now? 108 years. Oh boy. We'll just last a little while longer, please. What do we got? Who just died? This guy, whoever he is. Do we have an eager one? No, we do not. Ooh, a sentient AI assistant. Yeah, let's take this guy, and then we'll move the one that is maniacal, leading society research. We'll take him out of it. And then we will add the guy with the sentient AI assistant. Okay.
Colonization in progress.
Agile Prime has now been colonized. That will be our 11th and final core sector system once this is completed. We will not be able to expand to new systems without having to create sectors or by increasing our total core sector amount, which we're going to have to anyways, because once we pull away from the pacifist ethics, that will remove some of our core sector systems, because we get +2 for being pacifist and +4 for being fanatic pacifist. So hopefully we get that repeatable technology fairly shortly. Alright, upgrade a couple power plants. And we'll leave that guy on the physics tile. This guy can stay on the physics tile as well. Let's put some basic science labs down. King Troxzugger. Fleet Organizer. Naval capacity plus 20%. So that is now compensating for us losing the 20% from being in a Federation. Hey, Mobius, how's it going, brother? Oh, just peachy. Only going to be streaming for about another 5 minutes or so. Let's take a look at our Crown Princess Rukagijeks. Fortifier, defense platform, defense station, and fortress build costs and upkeeps reduced by 20%. And then Space Miner. Okay, interesting. Recruitment of armies on Arimadon Core is done. We can upgrade the reassembled ship shelter finally to a planetary administration. Then Kaiser Colony. We can upgrade these power plants.
Construction complete.
We now go in the negative of energy when our fleet moves.
Construction complete.
Pretty sure that has something to do with our leader dying. Okay, factception. So still looking forward to that Dyson Sphere getting completed. Speaking of which, we really need to start stockpiling minerals because this frame is done in 600 days, so just over 2 years. So if we build up minerals for 2 years, if it's not one thing, it's the other side. My itch cleared up, but my fucking hemorrhoids are flaring like crazy. Just can't win. Yeah, duly noted. Thanks for sharing. Didn't really need to know that, but alright. Alright, so we'll give it the 2+ years just generating minerals. That'll be, well, if we're at about 640, 650 for those 2 years. Well, let's just say an even 600. So that'll be 6,000, 12,000 for the 2 years, plus another 4 months. 2,400, so 14,000. Should put us up to about halfway there. So yeah, it'll be a bit. It'll be a little while after the this frame is done. But we'll be able to get the next section of the Dyson Sphere ready to go, and then it will actually start producing energy for us. We had a couple. Oh, there we go. Okay, so ooh, I'm having a brain fart here. We didn't have any tiles with food on this planet. That's unbelievable. We'll still want to build a Paradise Dome, though, so let's put it over here. Move this guy onto it. Keep that guy there. What else? We'll do a mineral processing plant on that tile. And then an energy grid. Do we want an energy grid on this world? I don't know. Part of me saying yes, because we could still build a few power plants, but what for? Oh, I should unpause. Let's just let this run while I think about what to do here. You know what? Let's say screw it on the energy. Let's build the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 science stations, and then all these empty tiles we'll build a whole bunch of minerals. Why not? Let's do it that way. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Alright, Badgiel Prime, how you looking? Okay, you need a frontier clinic, so let's put you way down here. Frontier Clinic. There we go. And yeah, we'll just leave that at that. We could probably do the same on Bagial Prime, make it a more mineral heavy. What's it called? So let's do a mineral silo here. Put this guy on it. And then Arimadon Core. Where can we put a mineral silo on this planet? Let's put one right here. This will affect the 3 tiles next to it. That's not too bad. And then we'll do a mining network.
Construction complete.
Fact Tertius. Okay, what do we got going on here? Had a couple science labs built, and we want to upgrade them to physics labs. All right, that'll do it. I think we'll end there. It's been 2 hours at this point. So we'll upgrade. We'll queue the upgrade on these mining networks. Factception. Awesome. And this mining network can get upgraded. And not much else to do here. Not until we get some more pops grown. And what happens on
Research
factually?
complete.
I'm waiting on that planetary capital. Okay. What do we got? Foreign soil enrichment. Okay, cool. Right on. Let's see. Secrets of life. I think so. Get those upgraded biolabs. What else do we got for projects? Okay, space-time theory just about finishing up. Newtonian materials, again, also finishing up. Once the Newtonian materials is done, we can upgrade our fleets with the best armor plating, short of dragon scale armor. Let's see, what do we want here? Let's do shield harmonics, our first repeatable. 36 months, that's fairly quick. I'm surprised. Alright, so what's going on elsewhere? How is the war in heaven happening? Let's see. I do not see any enemy fleets anywhere. That's kind of worrying. But again, we don't have sensors coverage over in that part of the galaxy right now.
Construction complete.
Okay, Factually has completed its construction queue, so let's cancel the Energy Nexus. Frontier Hospital, Energy Nexus, and then what else? What else is there? Let's just upgrade and build some physics labs. We actually generate a decent amount of physics research despite being natural engineers. I think it's a combination of the dark matter plus the... Oh, what was the other thing? It's also giving like a 10% bonus or something. So I'll tell you what, I'll wait for the Newtonian materials to finish. And then I'll upgrade our fleets, or at least I'll queue the process for our fleets to get upgraded, and then I'll call it a night. A little over 2 hours tonight. I was hoping to go for longer, but I'm actually starting to lose proper brain functioning. Okay. Once we queue up these physics labs, we should probably stop building, or sorry, stop creating large construction queues for buildings and stuff, because we really need to stockpile those minerals for that Dyson Sphere.
Construction complete.
It's the planet I was just looking at. Okay.
Construction complete.
All right. I like the look at this so far. 5 planets in the fact system. Ugh, that's a nice little system. Okay. Underworld 12 tiles. I'm pretty sure I went through all these before and they were all like crappy. What do we got? An unused building? It's just a power plant. That's okay. Losing out 6 energy credits, not a huge deal. Oh, what just happened? Whoa. Whoa. The Savix Cast Reclaimers has made peace with the Hanmer Enlightened Kingdom. And then the Great Kundan Coalition declared war on the Valdari Mediators. Really? That is very interesting. Why did they do that? How are the Valdari Mediators doing? Oh, they've been taken down a few pegs because they are no longer overwhelming. Fleet power is equivalent. Let's take a look at the Great Kundan Coalition. They've been overwhelming to us for most of the game. Right now they're just superior. Their fleet power is pathetic compared to ours. Really? That's not a good sign.
Research complete.
Research complete. There we go. That's got to be the Newtonian materials. Yes, it is. Okay. Giga Cannon. Sure. We might change to it later on to deal with one of these awakened empires / fallen empires. Anyways, so let's go ahead and take a look at our ship designs and make sure that any armor on them is upgraded to Newtonian materials, which isn't a problem because we took all the armor plating off. Seeing as how the Prethoryn Scourge is on our doorstep. We've got a 22-tile desert world in Sejanus. That would be a pretty good world to colonize. Like I said, we need to increase our capacity for core sector systems. Not much going on the natural resource generation on the tiles. No Betharian stone, no Xeno Zoo. Oh well. Anyways, that's going to be it for tonight. Let's go ahead and save the game. So, a fair bit's happened. We were mostly just sitting back and still building up our own empires, improving the planets we already had colonized and all that jazz. But a lot has really happened on the galactic stage, especially on a political level. The War in Heaven event triggered, as I kind of expected it to, because I was getting those prompts about the Second Awakened Empire rivaling the first one coming to light, and then that whole thing happened. And we've also got the Prethoryn Scourge probably going to wind up showing up in the next time I stream. So the very next episode of the story of the Newtonians. Anyways, my name is Mobius Y. Thanks to those of you who came by to pop in and check out the live stream. For those of you watching on YouTube, thank you very much for your time. If you'd like to see more Stellaris Console Edition content, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to click the bell icon for notifications. I've got 2 playlists going on, and one of them includes tips and strategies if you would like to possibly get some insight on things you may not have considered, or ideas for things like empire builds and stuff like that. And as I said near the start of the video, don't forget to check out the links in the description below. My Discord channel, come on by, chat with myself and other Stellaris Console Edition players. My Twitch channel, follow me there and get notified when I go live so you can come by and watch these live streams as they happen. And of course my Twitter feed, which is a great way to get in touch with me, as well as where I'll post news updates if a stream is canceled, if a stream is postponed, and you know, maybe talk about other things like future video ideas or something like that. Of course, all that can be done in the Discord as well, but the best way to get in touch with me is via Twitter. So, thanks very much for watching. This is Mobius Y playing Stellaris Console Edition. Hope to see you again real soon in the next chapter of the Nation of McGruber with our little space newts. Have a good night and have a great weekend.